Working in Central Kentucky as a veterinarian is like a kid in a candy store.
We get to work on the best horses.
Horses are definitely big money on 4 limbs. There are a lot of places you can take a horse in trouble. As far as I'm concerned, there's Haggard and there's everybody else.
Kentucky, where the grass is blue and horses cost more than people earn in a lifetime. The men and women charged with keeping them healthy, fast, and pregnant are central characters in a high-stakes, high-drama game. And they're used to rubbing elbows with sheiks, princes, and corporate titans. Don't let the slow drawl and the mint juleps fool you.
Yeah, the horses are the easy part.
But in Kentucky, horses are also the most important part. It takes a world-class hospital to keep these Ferraris going, and it takes a special breed of people to keep the hospital on top.
You know, we have to operate a horse that's worth $40 million. I have to call in several other colleagues because I only have X amount of malpractice insurance.
Is this life-threatening at this point?
Yes. In order to be doing what I'm doing, you have to have quite a bit of self-confidence. I have a pretty volatile temper. If somebody does something wrong, I'm going to tell them right away. I'll unload on them, and I'll give them holy unshirted hell. Let them have it all at once. So I get into them pretty good. We can take a horse that looks like it's almost dead, turn it around, and it become a perfectly wonderful horse.
Hey, our mare Diverse, I just want to give her a quick update. It's 8 days post-surgery, and now she's starting to reflux, small intestine's getting enlarged. Oh, it's very tough. We're going through a little roller coaster here. We felt like things were moving smoothly. Wasn't expecting this.
Everybody ready? Huh? Rip it quick or do it slow? I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I grew up watching the Derby on TV, and you see the trainers and the jockeys and the owners, and now I know these people on personal levels.
We have 17 partners in this organization. Every one of them is at the top of his or her game, but if you put all 17 of those people in a boardroom, they all expect that their answer is the right answer.
Having 16 partners is like rounding up cats.
It's chaos, but fortunately we don't meet very often.
I say what I think. I'm certainly not intimidated by the fact that they're a man and I'm not.
She has a hole right against her back, which is I've never seen before. So you guys are getting some rare thing here right now. As far as stopping it, I can't do it because as you can see how far my arm is in the abdomen. So I can't get there to stop it.
If you work at Hagyard, it means you sleep when you can, you don't have much of a life outside of the stables.
You know, I'm having dinner at some party with a buddy of mine, and I get a phone call, hey, I got a mare I just paid $500,000 for, and she doesn't look good.
King of the street or something.
And I want you to go look at her.
Ain't nobody king of the street.
So I go look at her and I say, she looks like maybe I need to open her belly up.
And your relationships are with people in the horse business. As Dr. Wolfstorff says, it's not a business, it's a way of life.
I had been the veterinarian at Stonerside Stable, and they hired a new assistant farm manager. One thing led to another, and here we are, 2 children, 2 dogs, and a farm. So there have been points in the season periodically when I've had to say to Sergio that you have a couple of options here. Either you get a new veterinarian, you get a new wife, or you sleep in the doghouse. And that usually brings us back to reality pretty quickly.
In Detroit, they make cars. In Hollywood, they make movies. In Kentucky, we make horses.
We are actually people that are involved on the factory floor. We actually work with the people that are producing the product.
Birth and conception is such a huge thing because mares only produce 1 foal a year, and you only get 1 shot at it.
Our goal here is to be able to produce good stock every year, and ultimately get a Triple Crown horse. If you breed good to good, hopefully you get a chance.
And so the pressure is still pretty high for the owners and for the farm managers and veterinarians to get these mares in foal, to get these babies out on the ground.
We mate the mares to stallions to breed for distance, for height, for ability to run.
And there's a lot of things that go on in the breeding shed that may not look quite natural.
So a lot of problems that occur can potentially be man-made.
We do things like put twitches on the mares, have a big cape or a big shield that goes on the mare's neck.
You want to get a nice, big, strong foal, and so we want to breed a certain mare to a certain type of stallion. And the result of that is that you have a big baby, which sometimes can come through the birth canal and sometimes can't.
Most of the horses that I euthanize or put down are really sick. It's like this foal here, I didn't have to bother. He died because his chest was filled with blood and he couldn't breathe and his heart was damaged.
These are the most beautiful creatures on earth, and you can't put a price on that.
Next on Kentucky Horse Stocks, with the World Equestrian Games approaching, Hagyard will be managing priceless horses from all over the world.
It'll be the biggest airlift since World War II. And we're responsible for getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of horses into the country, and we're the orchestrators of all that.